This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, October 11th, 2006, and this is episode number 164 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from MGMstudios.org. On the show today is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Matt. Sorry about your Marlins.
Yeah, it's alright. They did better than I thought they were going to be doing this year. 2007, baby.
You got it.
And we also have Mike Scopa of MousePlanet.com. Welcome, Mike.
Up, Chuck! Up, Chuck! Up, Chuck!
That's Muppet Vision.
Whoa! Not too many people know that. That's pretty good.
That's from the beginning of the pre-show, in fact.
Yes.
And we have Len Tessa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
You forgot in Shannon Mokler, fan club president, but go ahead.
I always forget that one.
I think November should be Beat Up Paris Hilton month.
Oh my
You just see her on the street, a quick slap to the head.
Again!
I'm just saying. Anyway, go ahead.
It's Wednesday, and we're answering listener questions, and our first one is from Bob.
And the answers are 7.
Tuesday.
Building 5. 9 p.m. 45 minutes.
Amazon.com.
No.
And the chocolate dessert.
Well, that's it for us today.
We'll see you next time.
Well, Bob writes, I was at Disney World this week and went to
Dear
Aloha
Len,
Isle.
Bob writes, Dear Len, what the hell do you do anyway? No, I'm sorry, wrong Bob.
Bob writes, I was at Disney World this week and went to Aloha Isle, and some old guy in running shoes was ahead of me in line, muttering something about Dr. Scopa's elixir. I shoved past him and was surprised to be chosen as a Year of a Million Dreams winner, getting a lifetime pass for free Dole Whips. Later that day, I headed to Epcot, and believe it or not, the same old guy was sitting at a table next to me, scarfing down a 20-ounce New York strip steak when I was selected for a lifetime pass to Le Cellier. I guess it just wasn't his day.
Who's this old guy?
That was great. That was funny.
Thank you, Bob. Very funny.
Yeah, very funny.
That was awesome.
Our next email is from Bob Berry from Raymore, Missouri, which is just south of Kansas City, folks. So go check out Raymore. My wife, dear Matt, Mike, and Len, my wife and our 2 kids, ages 10 and 8, and I like to visit Disney World every 3 years, and we try to go during low attendance times. The last trip was the week before Thanksgiving, and the Christmas decorations made a great impression. This year we're planning a Land and Sea Disney cruise package in late November and have a few questions. Is it worth building a trip around one of the dates for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? I'd say so. It's an interesting event, especially, Bob, if you've never been to the event before.
Yeah, I think that it's but Bob, you have to keep in mind that if you do the party, that the first thing you have to put at the top of your list is that you don't want to get caught up in trying to do attractions for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, because there's just no way that you can do attraction touring as well as see all the special events for the Christmas party. There are 2 shows, there are 2 parades, there's the fireworks, and there's all kinds of other things that are going on that you want to be able to make sure that you have enough time to do. So you don't want to make the mistake of trying to do attractions. I mean, you can do a few, but that should not be your priority for that night.
Yep, and we'll have a show about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, I'm sure, coming up very soon.
I'm sure, too.
Bob also wants to know, in 2000 we did a 4 days on land, 3 days at sea cruise package that tacked on an extra day to make it 5 days on land. To keep from being repetitive, would you suggest booking the 3 on land, 4 at sea package this time?
See, I couldn't spend more than 3 days on a boat, any boat. So I would go with it. I don't know if I could spend that much time. Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. If you like the cruise, go for it. There's no reason why not to. Our next email is from Matt. That's from Matt. Hello, gentlemen. I'll be heading to Walt Disney World this October to stay at Scopa Towers, and I have a few questions about purchasing an annual pass. Between October 2005 and October 2006, I'll be going at least 3 times in that time frame, so the price of the annual pass makes sense to me. My questions are, I have 3 existing no expiration dates on 2 different tickets. Can I use these to reduce the price of an annual pass, and if so, do they give me the full current price value of the ticket?
No, you could definitely use them, apply them towards the purchase of a new annual pass. However, what they're going to give you is the remaining value on the ticket from when you purchase it. So, for example, if let's just say you bought a 5-day ticket and you paid $100 for it, back in 1965 or whenever it was that cheap. Each day, since there were 5 days and it was $100, each day was worth $20. They're going to give you $20 for each day you have remaining on the ticket. So they're not going to give you the current value of a day's admission. They're going to give you the value that the amount that you paid for it back when you bought the ticket. But it's still better than nothing.
Yep, absolutely. Matt also wants to know, I know this is random due to availability, but how much on average is the savings on a room with an annual pass?
If you look at the discounts that are available right now to annual pass holders, for value resorts it's running between $15 and $20 per night. For moderates it's $35 to $40, and for deluxe and DVC it's $70 to $80 right now. That's actually the current code, F like Frank, B like Bob, Z like Zebra. FPZ, that's the current discounts now through December 23rd.
Great. And Matt also wants to know, I know that the ticket is no good in Disneyland, but can a Walt Disney World annual pass holder get any discounts in Disneyland?
Oh, no.
Scopa?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would think not.
If you look at your annual pass holder little pocket thing, you have to keep in mind that usually it's got to be spelled out, and it just says Walt Disney World throughout. It has nothing on Disneyland. I'm looking to see. I would say no. I mean, I'm sure that Disneyland has their own annual passes as well, and they're good for just Disneyland things. So
Yep.
my guess is no.
Our next email is from Josh Jones of Athens, Georgia, who writes, my family will be vacationing at Walt Disney World and we will be staying at Scopa Towers. I was wondering if you have any suggestions about which building or rooms to request. I have heard that you can see illuminations from the balconies of some of the buildings. Is that true? I would love to hear you guys talk through the buildings, which are the buildings are best and why.
Well, I can tell you that I am presently in room 2416 as I speak, and I can actually pull aside my window, and I can sit in here on the foot of my bed and watch illumination. So what you want to do is any room that is facing Hourglass Lake should allow you to see illuminations. Specifically buildings 2 and 3 and 4. Well, 4 would be a problem though, because that's a preferred room building, and they would charge you an extra $10 a night. But building 2 and building 3 would be good. I think building 6 in the 70s might also give you a good a view of illuminations. But the thing is that you don't get to see all of illuminations. You get to see maybe 30 to 40% of the fireworks. So
Right, anything that's high in the air.
yeah, I think people make too much about, oh gee, I can watch illuminations from Pop Century. Yeah, you can see some fireworks, but I would say not to go crazy trying to get that. You're better off being at Epcot than being at Pop Century to watch illuminations. But those are the buildings.
Next email, and that comes from Jared Crespo of New York, New York, who writes, hey guys, is Disney going to do anything for Epcot's 25th anniversary? Whether it's a new parade, a new attraction, or decorating Spaceship Earth like a giant pink Hostess snowball? Have you guys heard anything yet?
Giant coconut, styrofoam coconut all over the... That'd be awesome.
You'd see Len trying to lick it up on the side. Turn away.
Dude, look at the snowball. Dude. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's not a coincidence that the Year of a Million Dreams ends a couple days before Epcot's anniversary. I think Epcot will definitely be the focus of its 25th year. I'd be very, very surprised if it was not. In terms of a parade, I've heard rumors now for more than a year that they're gonna do something.
Nothing major for it.
It's kind of tough to do it. No, I don't think there's gonna be a new attraction or anything like that. Certainly if there was gonna be a new attraction, they would have had to break ground on it now, and I haven't heard that. So I think a parade is probably your maybe some tweaking to illuminations, or parade is probably your most likely thing. I don't think they're gonna do anything major.
Great. Next email, and that's from Crystal Collins of North Carolina, who writes, my question is about the early and evening magic hours. The last time I went to Disney World, they only had early magic hour. Can you tell me the advantages of the new system? Which time is better for which parks, and which ride should we try to hit first? Thanks, I enjoy your podcast. My 12-year-old can't believe there are people as fanatical about Disney as she thinks I am.
He's sort of peer group or a support group. The morning extra magic hours work pretty much the same way they always did. I still don't think it's a great idea for the Animal Kingdom. I think they really help at the Magic Kingdom the most. They help at probably Epcot or the Studios next, depending on what you want to tour, if you're going to see the thrill rides. And I think in Animal Kingdom it doesn't work out all that well. Maybe if you want to get an extra ride of Everest, that might help. But I think later on in the day it definitely works against you.
Yeah, I'd agree with
as
you.
As far as evening extra magic hour goes, I think it depends on the time of the year. Scopy, you've been around for a few more of those than I have.
Yeah, it definitely works better in the off season than the on season, because during the hot season, specifically, school vacation weeks, spring break, the summer, Christmas, it's not going to work well because it's just everybody. There's first off, there's a greater chance there's going to be more people who are on site, so that they're going to take advantage of it, and it's just going to be almost next to impossible to do what you expect you would be able to do, with those extra 3 hours. I will say though that the last 90 minutes may be worthwhile if you really want to stay that late. I mean, if you happen to be someone who is a night owl who likes to have a late dinner somewhere, and then let's say you want to have a late dinner at one of the restaurants, one of the resort restaurants, and then go to Epcot or whatever park is having that extra magic hours, it may work. It does work, Len. It does work better in like this time of year. It works real well. October and November it works well. September it works well. But boy, during the summer months, just doesn't do it. And they don't have Fast Pass.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, if they had Fast Pass during extra magic hours, and I still don't understand why they don't do it. I think it's because they just are afraid that the distribution times may really go beyond the extra magic hour window of time. So I think that's one of the reasons why they don't do it. But if they had them, even for the first half of the extra magic hour time slate, I think it would work well, because it is fairly crowded during the first 90 minutes of the usual 3 hours that they hold the extra magic hours. But it's just really bad during the really crowded times of the year. It doesn't work.
Our next email is from Todd Bro of Lafayette, Louisiana, who writes, "My family is staying at Port Orleans French Quarter the week of Thanksgiving. We wanted to stay in Building 4 to be close to the bus stop. We are requesting a non-smoking room because my family is non-smokers. Anyway, can you tell me if Building 4 is a smoking building?"
I don't know, but I'd go to Building 5.
Building 4 is indeed a smoking building.
And Mike Scopey, you recommend Building 5 for Port Orleans, right?
Building 5, and it's much closer to the the bus stop.
Great.
I think it is. Right,
No,
Len? Is that right? I think so.
I'm not sure if it's closer. No. I'm not sure if it's closer. But it's 4 and 6 are both the top 2 floors of 6 are smoking rooms too. So those are your two closest.
We'll always ask for a non-smoking room.
Yeah.
Susan from New York writes, "I'm going to Disney World later on this year and was planning on going to Animal Kingdom just to go on a few rides. All I want to do there is to go on Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, and Kali River Rapids, as well as see It's Tough to Be a Bug. I was thinking of going early one morning. What do you think would be the best order to go on these to have the minimum wait time?" So that's
Mr. Tester.
Yeah. What were the attractions again?
Everest, Dinosaur, Kali, and Tough to Be a Bug.
I would do them probably in exactly that order. Is it an extra magic hour morning?
She doesn't say if she's going on an extra magic hour.
The problem with the extra magic hour morning, the thing that normally I'd run into is that Kali River Rapids doesn't usually open till later on, like 9:30, 9:45-ish.
Right.
Yep.
On a normal day, and my concern would be that on an extra magic hour morning, it wouldn't be open then. So you could do a couple ways you could do it. Definitely do Everest first, and fast pass it if you want to run it again. Then do Dinosaur, and then from there you've got the option of doing Tough to Be a Bug, and then Kali River Rapids, or Kali and then Tough to Be a Bug. But see, if you start with Everest, go to Dinosaur, then go to Tough to Be a Bug, then end up at Kali, you're essentially just making a parallelogram.
What time of year? Now, what time of year?
Nice line of parallelogram. There's the thing that we
This
call
is
It's not really a
important.
parallelogram. It's more of a quadrilateral. But yeah, 'cause it's
What
not
time of year
parallel.
are they going? What
It
time
It
of
doesn't
year?
matter. You can do that anytime.
No,
That-
but if
that-
you, wait, I wouldn't do Kali River Rapids and then do stuff to be
she's
a
got
bug.
she's got no choice. Oh yeah, so you're saying like in the winter, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's a warmer time of the year, then I'm sure it'll be fine to do.
Yeah.
Kali
Okay.
first.
Good point. So if it's colder, do Kali last because then you can go home.
Great.
It's colder. Don't do Kali.
Yeah. Well, you know, she wants
I mean,
to.
I-
do it,
All right.
Our next,
All right, if you want to, if you want to go on stupid rides in Walt Disney World, all right.
Oh, animal
Go ahead.
What can I say?
Yeah, he says, no.
Our next email is from Erwin from Belgium, who writes, I'm a listener from Belgium going to Walt Disney World with 3 friends later this year. I have a question about Disney World, the Disney Wilderness Preserve. I have read about this and have heard really positive things about it. Can you explain what it is exactly, how it can be reached, and what you can do over there?
All right. Does anyone else know?
I have no idea. It's the first time
All
I've
right.
heard of it.
It's if you have the book, it's on page 697 of the 2007 edition. It's a 12,000-acre real, honest to goodness wildlife preserve operated by the Nature Conservancy in partnership with Disney. It's open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Closed on weekends from June through September. It's guess how much it is to get in? $3 for adults and $2 for children.
Is there an AP for that?
So it's
Animal
not
Kingdom
owned by
Light.
Disney, huh?
Yeah, really, that's why. Here's the number to call: 407-935-0002. It's a hoot. There's trails, walking trails. There are guided outings on weekends. There's buggy rides, like a big amphibious ride. It's $10 for adults, $5 for children. Definitely want to get reservations for that. And they last quite a long time. Bob has been there a few times. I've yet to go, but I've been to similar places. Bob actually owns a camp in Juniper Springs, which is about an hour north of Orlando. It's like many thousands of acres. I've been there, and it's a lot of fun. So
Cool.
definitely something to try.
And it wouldn't be a listener question show if we didn't have a question from Phil DeLucia of White Plains, New York, who writes, I know they have Kona coffee at the Kona Cafe in the Polynesian Resort. Do they serve it at the character breakfast in Ohana's?
It's better coffee than you would normally get, I would think. I remember having breakfast there, and the coffee didn't suck.
Yeah, I seem to recall you mentioning that the coffee was actually decent at Ohana's.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. They may actually have Kona coffee there.
Great. And of course,
You know who knows? Steve Seifert from Steve Tiki Man Seifert would know.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes,
Yeah.
Phil, or anyone else who's interested to take a look, and you can email Steve and say that we told you to annoy him with your questions.
Exactly.
Coming up on October 22nd at 8 p.m., we'll be holding the first ever Who Wants to Earn Their Ears with Lou Mongello of DisneyWorldTrivia.com. We'll be recreating a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire-esque show where our listeners can call in while everyone else listens, and Lou can grill you with questions in an effort to win something. So be sure to listen on Sunday, October 22nd at 8 p.m. We'll see you there. Well, that's it for us today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions at wdwtoday.com. For the Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Nolan, I'm Matt Hodgberg. We'll see you on the next show.